Hello there, people of the internet. I have made a discovery with this Turkish 8mm Mauser surplus ammunition. I'm out here running my Yugoslavian 2447, and whenever I was out here running this, well, let me go ahead and start from the beginning. There's a study done that was a couple of years ago. You can find this information on turkmauser.com. I cannot link to it, but feel free to go check it out. There is a study done on this Turkish Mauser ammunition, and it was found that early production World War II ammunition tended to be a little on the hot side in comparison to other stages of 8mm Mauser ammunition. At first, it was hypothesized that this ammunition potentially maybe had issues with powder degradation, and I still believe that could have been the case with a lot of the different batches that we have coming out of that place. There's good batches, there's bad batches, there's stuff that's in decent shape, stuff that's in not so decent shape. However, the studies that were done by the people who were doing this test a couple of years ago, they found that on average your early World War II stuff just tended to run a little bit hotter than the stuff that came before that and the stuff that came after World War II. Well, I decided to go ahead and try this for myself. So I came out here and I actually have some 1930 something, no, this is 1941 produced ammunition and some 1934 produced ammunition. So we have pre-World War II and we have early World War II. And I ran these side by side and there was a very clear and distinct difference in velocities of ammunition. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again because, hey, why not? I'm out here. I got my Mauser, but I want to feel that again. I want to put those side by side one more time. So that's a 34. We're going to go with an easier recoiling 34 and a harder recoiling 41. So let me go ahead and send these rounds down range. I'll go ahead and move my camera a little bit here. Hopefully that does not fall. This right here is 34 first, so this is a lighter recoiling Turkish 8mm Mauser. Here we go. All right, a little bit of a flinch there, but it looks like the lighter recoiling stuff did not even fire. So very light recoiling on this stuff. Let me just go ahead and stand right here for a couple of seconds in case this decides to detonate. All right, well, that round did not detonate. I do have another 1934 production round right here. Go ahead and pop that bad boy here into our chamber. And this stuff right here should fire, hopefully. Yep, that stuff fired. And the recoil on that one is really not that bad. I noticed whenever I was running this stuff, I was not paying attention to like recoil. I was not even thinking about it, but I noticed that I had two different recoil impulses with the rounds. And I was like, there's something going on here. So I checked the dates and whatnot, and then I remembered this old test that was ran all these years ago. So that round, not that bad. This round, that round is significantly more powerful, and that was a 1941 production. I'm gonna go ahead and run another 1941 production here, because why not? I have it in my pocket. Let's send it. Ow. Yeah, that's like painfully recoiling. So I do not have a chronograph out here to be able to test these rounds. However, the tests that were done years ago found that on average, the pre-World War II stuff would travel around 3,000 feet per second, 2,900, 3,000 feet per second, somewhere in there. And the early World War II stuff actually traveled more around 3,200 feet per second, which is a climb in velocity by about 300 feet per second. And I was kind of curious as to why. So I actually did a little bit of testing on my own. Like I said, I don't have a chronograph here, but what I did was I took a couple of these bullets apart, and they both, all the years have the same standard flake, you know, military ball or military ammunition. It's just a flake powder. However, in the early World War II production 8mm Mauser ammunition, I noticed that there was slightly more powder inside of those rounds, and the powder was denser than the rounds that came before World War II. So sometime around that time period, the Turkish changed up what it is that they were doing with their gunpowder, and as a result, we have heavier powder, more dense powder, and we have more of it. on average, inside of the pre-World War II production stuff from the 1934 batch that I got in, I got around 47 to 48 grains of gunpowder inside of that batch, which is about typical for 8mm Mauser. In the Turkish stuff that was World War II, like early World War II, in that Turkish stuff, whenever I pulled that, I got roughly around 49.5 to 51 grains of gunpowder. Now, although it was heavier, it still had relatively the same levels of volume, which tells me that the gunpowder from World War II was slightly denser. So as a result, we have, by all material and mass, although the volume is the same, the density is not, by mass counts, we have more gunpowder inside of the World War II production Turkish 8mm Mauser ammunition than we do in the pre-World War II stuff. I do not have any 50s production that I have found so far, or like later than World War II production stuff that I have found so far, but if I do manage to get my hands on some of that, I'll go ahead and test that out with this World War II production stuff, or maybe I'll find some late war production stuff, and I'll see how that stacks up. But there is, in fact, more powder inside of early World War II production, 1941 from what I've seen, and 1942 as well from the tests that have been done, not by me, but by these other people. That the early World War II stuff seems to be the stuff that runs hotter. There is the assumption of powder degradation and things like that, and I'm sure that there is some truth behind that. As a matter of fact, I believe that myself, with how old this ammunition is and how little Turkey cares about storage conditions of their firearms and whatnot. I would not be surprised about the issues with storage conditions for this ammunition, especially with the conditioning of some of the ammo that is coming into the country. I'm willing to bet that there's some powder degradation going on there. However, I have physically discovered, feel free to go out and test this yourself, you know, pull a couple of rounds, compare, you know, pre-World War II to early World War II stuff, and let me know what you guys find. But I noticed this just from the recoil of the rifle whenever I was out here shooting. We get two different recoil impulses from this ammo, and I figured that warranted a little bit more investigation into this. Once I get myself a chronograph, and I do have one coming, spoiler alert, I guess, but I got myself a chronograph coming, I'll go ahead and make a part 2 to this video, and I'll run these two different years of ammunition in my chronograph, and I will let you guys know the results. So I feel like this is groundbreaking, in all honesty, because whenever I talk about this Turkish stuff, I get the people who say, nah, it's fine, you know, it's right at spec. Then I get people saying, nah, it's too hot, you know, don't run it in anything. And what we have seen here is both. We're seeing that both are true, and it's just a matter of the year of production. I mean, maybe there was something going on with the powder, and maybe the extra mass is from, I don't know, moisture or oil or something like that. I have no idea. I got literally zero clue, but I do know that there's more mass inside of World War II production, Turkish 8mm Mauser on average, than inside of the pre-World War II stuff. And as a result, we seem to have a harsher recoil. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are down below on that, and I will go ahead and keep you guys updated on what else I find. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, description below. Link to all sorts of stuff. Go check that out. I'm going to grab this dud of an 8mm Mauser round before I forget it out here, and that's a solid strike, so this is definitely a dud. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see y'all on the next episode. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. The poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.